This is the prayer which every seeker should be doing, and that is that may my mind never go astray, may my mind never become this weak. Man na dige mera, may my mind never falls down. Let this mind rise higher, higher and steady and strong. But when things go wrong, it's very tough, very, very tough. If you don't have the knowledge and if you don't have the bhakti, then it's very difficult to come out of those difficult times. Those just break you. Those just break you. So, this is a good prayer for everybody. Man na dige mera. May my mind never falls in the trap of samsara, in the trap of avidya, in the trap of raga dvesha, liking and disliking. May my mind be always beautifully calm and rested. Now, one thing about this mind is that its very nature is to be in 5 stages. Now you'll have to go, bear with me, it's little tough, but I want you to understand the principles on which your mind functions. जिस आधार पर तुम्हारा मन सोचता है, जिस स्वभाव में आपका मन है, जिन 5 स्थितियों में तुम्हारा मन रह सकता है, वो 5 स्थितियां क्या हैं, मैं अभी आपको उसका परिचय देती हूं. The first stage is kshipta. Now it's a Sanskrit word and it means disturbed. Loosely in English it would be kshipta. Number 2, vikshipta. Third is moodha. 4th is ekagra. 5th is nirodha. So even the English guys will have to take these Sanskrit words. I don't have good equivalents in English. English is a very small language. English has alphabets how many? 27. Sanskrit has how many? 54. No maths. No maths. Kshipta, vikshipta, moodha, ekagra, nirodha. Kshipta means disturbed. Now why does a mind get disturbed? 2 things. It's going to be very technical, so be with me. किस कारण से मन परेशान होता है, उसके सिर्फ 2 ही कारण हैं. राग, द्वेष. Attachments and hatreds. These 2 are the reasons to bring any kind of frustration in your mind. Say, if you drop your raga, that is attachment, and if you drop your dvesha, that is your hatreds, then there is no reason for mind to be disturbed. सारी दुनिया में अरबों लोग हैं, उनको जीने मरने का तुमको कोई लेना देना नहीं, पर जिन 2-4 बच्चों को तुमने पैदा किया है, तुम्हारा दिल दिमाग सारा उन्हीं में घुसा हुआ है. तो इनको कुछ हो जाए तो तुम मर जाते हो. That's the hardcore truth. You give a damn about the whole world, but your children should be fine and healthy and good, and your house should have ample food and amenities, and your bank account should have enough money to sustain any hard times. So my children, my family, my house, my people, then maybe little bit extension is my religion people, then maybe my country people. So your mind is obsessed and is possessive of minus. This is mine. Now I am going to worry for you. And then those who give you disturbance, those who can be reason of taking away your so-called happiness and so-called pleasures, those all people are your enemies. See, politically, US might be enemy of China and China might be enemy of US, but they do the business. They do the business nicely. Because money joins the enemies also. जो मुझे प्यार करे या जिससे मैं प्यार करूं, मुझे उनकी चिंता होगी, या जो लोग मेरे इस प्यार और मेरे इन लोगों के बीच में आते हैं वो मेरे दुश्मन हो जाते हैं। और हमारा मन जिससे दुश्मनी करता है या उनको सोचता रहता है या जिनसे आपकी अटैचमेंट होती है, मोहब्बत होती है, आप उनको याद करते रहते। अगर ये दोनों कारण हम हटा दें तो मुझे बताओ तुम्हारा मन किस चीज से परेशान होगा? You worry about your loved ones and you hate your enemies. Now, who is the enemy? Who becomes an obstruction in your pleasure is your enemy. Husband, wife were eating dinner. Wife took just a liberal portion of potato au gratin. And the husband said, "Isn't this portion too big for you, even for you?" And all hell broke loose. So all the darlings and the mua darlings which were happening changed into war zone. You look at your tummy. Who the hell you are? I am going to eat. This is my body, my choice, my liberation. Who are you to say this? Look at yourself. What happened? She baked a nice French dish. She made some breads. She made some salads. And here she's about to enjoy and relish the food. And husband just said one thing. सबकी बात बर्दाश्त हो जाती है, पत्नी को पति कभी बर्दाश्त नहीं होता। नो वे। वो कहते इतना सारा खाना अकेली खा लेगी? ने तेरा बाप नहीं मुझको देता, तेरी माँ ने नहीं मुझको दिया, मैं खुद काम करती हूँ, तू होता कौन है देखने वाला, कहने वाला। अब अपना ही पति है, अब इस समय दुश्मन लग रहा है। तो ऐसा नहीं कि तुम्हारे दोस्त फिक्स हैं और तुम्हारे दुश्मन फिक्स हैं। किसी टाइम पे दुश्मन भी बड़े दोस्त जैसे लगते। जैसे एक आपकी लड़ाई है, किसी पार्टी में आप मिल गए और उनने सामने से तुमको कह दिया कपड़े बड़े अच्छे पहने, कहाँ से लिए थे? है वो दुश्मन? हाँ, बहन जी बड़े ही चंगे ने। बोले अभी तो गाली दे रही थी उसको, अब चंगे कैसे हो गए? और आप जिनको प्यार करते हैं या जो आपके दोस्त हैं, वो आपके अच्छे कपड़े पहनने पर आपको अच्छा कॉम्प्लीमेंट न देवें और तुम्हारे सामने से गुजर गए तो गुस्सा आता है। हद हो गई, हम सामने खड़े कुछ कहा ही नहीं, सूत है हो। व्हाट हैपेंड? देखा नहीं मुझे, बोले बगैर कुछ चले गए। क्यों? क्योंकि हम चाहते हैं कि कोई हमें कहे आप अच्छे लग रहे हो, कोई कहे आप बड़े समझदार हो, कोई कहे आप बहुत सुंदर हो। क्योंकि हमें अपने आप को तो दिखाई नहीं देता, हम तो अंधे हैं। शीशे में तो हमें कुछ दिखता ही नहीं कि हम कैसे हैं। ये इसने मुझे एक जोक सुनाया तो मैं तुम्हें सुनाती हूँ। एक औरत रोज अपना वजन करती थी वेट मशीन पर। तो जब मशीन पर देखे तो वजन आए 60 किलो। जितनी बार वजन करे उतनी बार आवे 60 किलो। जितनी बार बजा दो, अच्छा बड़ा मेरा ऐसा बराबर वेट चल रहा है। फिर एक दिन उसने चश्मा डाल लिया और उसने अपना वेट देखा, वो आया 80 किलो। कहती हैं 20 किलो का मेरा चश्मा है। अब 20 किलो का चश्मा होता है क्या? पर आप अपने आप से इतना प्यार करते हो कि एकदम इलॉजिकल हो सकते हो। उसे ये नहीं दिख रहा कि वजन बढ़ गया है और चश्मा नहीं लगाया इसलिए वजन ठीक नहीं दिख रहा। हम अपने आप से प्यार करते हैं, इस शरीर से प्यार करते हैं, इस शरीर के भाई बहन बच्चे पति पत्नी से प्यार करते हैं। इसलिए अगर उनको कुछ हो जाए आप तब परेशान होंगे, अगर आपके शरीर को कुछ हो जाए आप तब परेशान होते। जिनसे आपको दुश्मनी है, कई बार आप अपने दोस्तों से ज्यादा उनको याद करते, हालांकि गाली निकालने के लिए याद करते, पर ज्यादा याद करते उनको। तो तुम्हारे राग और तुम्हारे द्वेष तुम्हारे मन को क्षिप्त करते हैं। So your attachments and your aversions create a very disturbed state of mind, which as per Patanjali Yoga Sutra, that is the first stage of the mind, that state is called Kshipta. Now I would say, who is a yogi? Who has no aversions and who has no attractions in the mind. Bereft of these two, the yogi's mind remains in a much more better state. We'll move on to the Vikshipta. The stage number 2, Vikshipta, is the difference in between Kshipta and Vikshipta is, in Kshipta you know why you are disturbed, but in the Vikshipta state you don't know why you are disturbed, but you are disturbed. In Kshipta you know what the reason is, but in the Vikshipta state you don't even know what the reason is, but mind is very, 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 very disturbed. Now, although the Vikshipta word meaning will change altogether if you are a sadhak, if you are a yoga practitioner. Why? Because now the yoga practitioner knows what to do with the body and the breath. So with the asana and pranayam, the person slowly comes out of this Kshipta state. And once in a while the mind goes into the calm state. So opposite to Kshipta is a Vikshipta. Now normally in Hindi when we say Vikshipta, it means highly frustrated. But in the yogic terminology, the Vikshipta becomes, you know the taste of peace. You had it for some time and then you are sitting every day and you can't have that same good experience again. That creates the perturbed state of mind which is called Vikshipta. But for common person, I would say the first meaning, that is Kshipt, disturbed, and Vikshipt, I like to use the Hindi version, not the Sanskrit one. And that is where the high level of disturbance is happening and frustration is happening. In one you know the cause, in other you don't even know the cause. But in the yogic terminology, Kshipta is disturbed state of mind, and Vikshipta is where you can't experience that peacefulness which you had for some moments, and you are looking for that and you are working in that direction, and yet you don't experience it. You know, some days you sit, mind goes into calmness quickly, and some days mind is not in your command at all. So kshipta, disturbed, vikshipta, where you have tasted the peace but you can't bring that peace with your wish and will back again. Third is mood. Mood is, we can say, like inertia, unconsciousness, stupidity, not applying intelligence, too lazy, too lazy, too tamasic, too much filled with, which in other words, in these days we call it brain fog. You can call that brain fog. Always fogged, not just because of long COVID, but the person is always in a strange kind of confused state of mind, doesn't want to do anything good, doesn't want to do any work, doesn't want to think clearly and properly, doesn't talk clearly and properly. And all the times you will find these people saying, oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I said that. Well, I didn't mean that. Oh, you took it otherwise. But how come what you had in your mind, that is what you are speaking? But if it is not matching your language and your mind, why? State of mudta, the inertia is there. पहली स्थिति क्षिप्त, मन परेशान. दूसरी स्थिति है विक्षिप्त, माने क्षिप्त से उल्टा. योग मार्ग में जो लोग ध्यान करते हैं, प्राणायाम करते हैं, और कभी कभी बैठते हैं बहुत अच्छा लगता है, और कभी कभी कितना कोशिश कर लो मन ही नहीं लगता उसमें, मन भाग जाता, कभी इधर कभी उधर, कभी ये खुज आ रहा है, कभी ये खुज आ रहा, कभी ये दुख रहा, कभी वो दुख रहा, कभी घड़ी देख रहा. अरे ऐसे कैसे?